Hello everyone, welcome to another Python tutorial series. In this video, I'm going to talk about Flappy Bird in Ursina engine. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to make a Flappy Bird game in the Ursina engine, and I hope you like it. So first of all, let's import our modules, create Ursina window, and add in a background. So from Ursina import star, and then this is importing our module. We also want to import the random module. So from random import randint. We'll be using this later on. Now we can set our basic app and set app is equal to Ursina, and then app.run. So this will run our app. And in between, we can set our background. So background is equal to an entity. I'll set the model equal to a quad. And also the scale equal to 2 on the x, or 20 on the x, 10 on the y. And lastly, I'll set the texture equal to an image in my assets folder, bg. And lastly, I'll set the z position equal to 0.1. So now I want to create my bird entity, and so this is going to be my character. So to set our bird, or create a bird, I'm going to set it equal to an animation. And so my bird is going to be an animated bird. And this is in my assets folder, and it's called bird. So this is a bird image sequence. Now for this bird, I'm going to add a collider and set it equal to a box collider. And I'm going to set the scale equal to 1.3 on the x, 0.8 on the y axis, and set the y position equal to 1.5. So if I save and run this, now we have our background back here, and we also have our animated bird in the very center. So now what we also want to do is add in an input function so that we can move the bird up and down. So right here, what I'm going to do is define an input function with a key parameter. And I'll check if the key is equal to the up arrow or the key is equal to the up arrow hold. Then what I want to do is move the bird up. So if I press the up arrow key or hold the up arrow key, I want to move the bird up. So I'll set bird.y plus equal to 0.25. And what I also want to do is move the bird down. So I want to check if the down arrow key is pressed, or if key is equal to down arrow, or key is equal to down arrow hold, then I want to move the bird down. So bird.y minus equal to 0.25. So if I save and run this, I can hold or press up and my bird will go up. I can press down and my bird will go down. I can hold up, my bird will go up. I can hold down and my bird will go down. So now our up and down movements work. So we also want to, or let's add in some variables. And the variables that I'm going to add are an offset variable, and this is going to be equal to 0. And I'm going to have a boolean run variable is equal to true. The offset will be used to offset the background image, which will basically create a rolling background. And this run variable is a boolean variable, and we will set it true at the beginning so that our game will actually run. So now we want to add in an update function, and this will basically run every frame of the game. So define update, and in this update function we'll declare global offset and run. And we want to check if the run variable is true, which means that we want to run the game only when it's true. Then we want our game to basically run. And now what we could do is create a rolling background. So rolling background. I'll increase the offset. So offset plus equal to time.dt multiplied by 0.3. And I will set the adder of bg texture offset and offset 0. So if I save and run this, now what we see is we have a nice rolling background. Our background moves from right to left, and it goes on forever. So now we want to create a global variable nFrame to count the number of frames passed. So underneath our variables down here, I'm going to create a nFrame variable and set it equal to 0. And up inside of our update function, I'll declare nFrame again as a global variable. So now what we want to do in our run statement is I want to add in some sound effects. Now to add in our sound, I'm going to increase nFrame by 1, so nFrame plus equal to 1. And I want to check if nFrame is greater than 100, then what I want to do is play the bird sound. So once 100 frames passes, then I'll play the bird sound. And this sound is going to be my assets folder called bird chirp.mp3. Now I can set nFrame equal to 0 again. So once nFrame reaches greater than 100, then I'll play the bird sound, and then I'll set nFrame equal to 0. So now that we have basically, or actually if I save and run this, and I wait a few seconds, now we hear some chirping, and every 100 frames the bird chirps again. So now we have a moving background and we have our bird movement as well as sound. I can now add in some pipes. And to create our pipes, we need to create a pipe class. So I'll create a pipe class right here. We'll define an init function of self, x, y, and image. I'll call it super.init. I'll set self.model equal to a quad, self.scale equal to 1 on the x-axis, 7 on the y. I'll set the color equal to green, because pipes are green in this case, and I'll set the x equal to the x parameter. And I'll set the y also equal to the y parameter. I'll set the texture equal to the image parameter. I'll set the collider equal to a box collider. And I'll set the score tag equal to true. And this will be used for the score count later on. So now we're going to create 5 pipes, and let's create a variable for all of that. Down here, I'm going to create a variable called num and set it equal to 5, so which represents 5 pipes. And we can also create a variable x and set it equal to 6, and this will be the initial x coordinate of the pipes. So when creating our pipes, we'll separate the top and bottom ones and separate them and create them separately. The gap between them is going to be 9 units, and so let's create our first top and bottom pipes. Underneath our bird animation, what we could do is now have our pipes bottom variable equal to an empty list, so none of size none or num, and I'll set pipes bottom of index 0 equal to pipe object, so it's an object of the pipe class with the parameters x, -4, and the image will be an image of our assets folder called pipe bottom.png. And now our pipe's top is going to be, let's see, this should be there. And so our pipe's top is also going to be an empty list multiplied by num. Now set pipe's top of index 0 equal to a pipe with the parameters x, -4 plus 9, which is 5, and then an image in my assets folder, pipe top.png. So if I save and run this, now we have a pipe right here, and we have a set of top and bottom pipes. So now we can create the other 4 pairs of pipes. The distance in the x direction is going to be 4 units, and the y position is going to be different from one to another, but the gap will always be 9 units apart. So to create the other pipes, we can use a for loop. So for m in range 1 num, I'll increase x by 4 and set y equal to -7 plus rand int 050 divided by 10. And this will choose a number from 0 to 50, and then we'll divide that by 10. And I'll set pipes bottom of index m equal to an object of the pipe class with the parameters x, y, and again the pipe bottom png. And I can also set pipe top of index m equal to an object of the pipe class xy, except xy plus 9, and then assets pipe top.png. And so if I save and run this, we still only see this one pair of pipes because the other 4 pairs of pipes are now out of the window. So they're out here somewhere. But now we see that the pipe is only staying here, and we want the pipe to actually move to the left, which basically shows that the bird, it makes it look like the bird is moving to the right. So to move our pipes to the left, we can do this in our update function. So right here, oops, underneath here, we can loop through our pipes. So for m in range num, now we can actually update the position of each pipe. So pipes top of index m.x minus equal to time.dt multiplied by 1.8. And then pipes bottom of index m.x minus equal to time.dt times 1.8. And so if I save and run this, now we see that our pipes are actually moving to the left. And now it looks like our bird is moving to the right. So I can move my bird up and down through the pipes. But now we reach a point where there are no more pipes spawning. And this is going to be a problem once we pass those 5 pipes. So what we want to do is add in some boundary checking so that when the pipes disappear from the left boundary, they'll reappear from the right. And so in our loop, in this update function, we want to check if pipes top of index m.x is less than -8. Then what I could do is set pipes top of index m.x, and I'll increase the x position by 4 times num. And I'll do the same thing with the bottom. And so what this will do is move the top and bottom pipe all the way to the right of the screen. So 4 times the number of pipes. Now if I save and run this, I can move my bird through these pipes, and hopefully our pipes will respawn again, which they do. But now we notice another problem. My bird can actually just go through the pipes right here. So they can go through the pipes without basically losing. So to solve this problem, we need to add in some collision. And to add in collision, we will first create a crash function. So let's do this right here. We'll define a crash function, and when this function is called, we'll display some text saying you crashed, and then also reload the game. Now I'll set the origin equal to 0, 0, and set the scale equal to 3. I can also set the color equal to color.red. So basically when we crash, this text will show up on the screen. Now to actually detect the collision, in our update function, let's go back up here. To detect the collision, I'll get a hit info variable equal to bird dot intersects, and I want to check if hit info dot hit. I'll set the run variable equal to false, and then I'll invoke the function of bird dot shake, and then set the duration equal to 2. I'll invoke the function of bird dot fade out, and set the duration equal to 3. And lastly, I'll invoke the crash function with a delay of 3. So again, when I set the run variable equal to false, this run variable keeps track of the whole game. So when this run variable is false, that means this if statement is going to be false, and therefore none of the code inside this if statement will run. And basically, when the bird collides with a pipe, this will make the bird shake for 2 seconds. This line of code will make the bird fade out of this screen for 3 seconds. And lastly, the crash function will be called in 3 seconds. So if I save and run this, if I decide to crash my bird, you see the bird is shaking, it fades out, and then our text is shown onto the screen. Let me replay this. I'll crash again. Our bird is shaking. Oh, let's see. I can replay this. Our bird is shaking, fades out, and then our text is shown again. So we're going to also create a scoreboard to count how many gaps the bird has flown through. And we'll set the initial score equal to 0. So I can set the score equal to 0. And I'll also set a text variable equal to text. Text is equal to f score with the score variable, and this is an f string. Also the position equal to negative 0.65, 0.4, and the origin equal to 0, 0. Lastly, I set the scale equal to 2, the color equal to yellow, so color is equal to color.yellow, and I can set the background, so background equal to true. So if I save and run this, I have my score up there, but, oops, let me replay this. I have my score up there, but even if I go through one of the pipes, my score stays the same. So to update our score, we need to go into our update function, up here, our update function, and we need to first declare our score and text variables as a global variable. So score text, and in our loop, our for loop, what we need to do is check if the bird's x position is past the pipe's x position, then that's how you know that the bird passed one of the pipes. So if the pipes, so the top pipe of index m dot x is less than the bird's x position, and the pipe's top of index m dot score tag is true, then we'll increase the score by 1, set the text equal to 1, and then I'll set the text equal to the text again with our with an f string of score, our score, and also the position equal to negative 0.65, 0.4. Set the origin equal to 0, 0. Set the scale equal to 2. The color equal to yellow. Oh, set that was here. So color is equal to color.yellow. and set the background equal to true. And lastly, I can set pipes top ribbon xm dot score tag equal to false. And so once we check the score for one pipe, we want to set the score tag to false so we don't check it again. So if I save and run this, if I go down and pass through one of these pipes, my score increases again, and again. So now our game is basically fully functional and works. Now if I crash, now you see that my bird loses and I have to reload the game. So there are plenty of ways of changing this game to making it more difficult, such as making the pipes move faster, and also decreasing the space between the pipes. So those are all up to you. This is the end of this video. If you have any comments, please put them below in the comment section. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit the red button below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.